Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to the News and Culture Show with me, Laura Conda, and my co-host, Paul Cooper.
Assalamu alaikum, folks. How's everyone?
The News and Culture Show is all about the latest local news across Luton, arts, events, culture, so you can get out, have some fun, and enjoy everything that's going on. Though there's not much going on this week, in all fairness. I've had a whale of a time getting some guests in.
Oh.
Okay, we haven't managed to get any. We did have one guest, but unfortunately her connection was pretty terrible, so we haven't been able to get her on. But anyway, how are you, Paul? Are you enjoying your week off work?
I'm still feeling ill.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't. Yeah, it's the third week now. That's just.
It took me at least 3 weeks to get rid of this and a hospital visit. So you might, hopefully, inshallah, no hospital for you, but it's really it's a really tough illness, whatever this is. It seems to be taken.
Well, I woke up last night and it was triggering my asthma, and I was just coughing so much. I just gave up. So I went downstairs and got a little bit naughty. I shouldn't have done, but I got a scone and a cup of tea.
I think sometimes you got to treat yourself.
Yeah.
Just, if you're Paul's doctor and you're worried about his diabetes,
that was quite cute. Actually.
Please cover your ears.
And the cat, she came and sat on my lap while I was watching a bit of TV in the middle of the night.
What's your cat called?
Mimi.
Yeah. What colour is she?
She's a tuxedo, black and white.
Oh, I have 3 tuxedos.
Oh yeah, you told me before.
Yeah,
you've got 3 cats.
Yeah, no, I haven't got 3. I've got 10.
You've got 10.
Yeah.
I thought you had 3.
No, I have 10.
Okay. Oh no, 3 is the children.
Yeah, 3 are the children. Yeah, 3 children, 10 cats.
Yeah.
No sanity. Anyway, back on to what's happening in Luton this week. So basically, you will have seen a lot about the Youth Awards that happened on Friday on Inspire FM last week. It seemed to be a fantastic day. I didn't actually get to go because I was here with you recording Friday Night Live.
Yeah, you were here, yeah.
If you've been missing out, Paul has been also presenting Friday Night Live the last few weeks, so you've missed out. I believe Brother Zafar is back this Friday, though, so...
Yeah, but I don't know whether Akbar's away. If Akbar's away, then I'll have
it might be you as well, yeah. But, the first ever Luton Youth Awards 2025 took place at the Grand Royale this last Friday. And Inspire FM's own Mr. Wajah Hat, as people call him here. He hates it. He won the Innovator of the Year, I believe it was.
Innovator of the Year?
Innovator of the Year.
So what did he innovate?
He innovates all this amazing work he does at Inspire FM.
No, I'm not being
flippant. No, in all fairness,
I'm not being flippant. I honestly don't know.
Genuinely, he does do some fantastic work here. He's only young. I think he's 19. And he basically, a lot of the shows, the background stuff he's helping out with, he is fantastic. He's always thinking of new ways to make my job easier, which I love, because I also work at Inspire FM, believe it or not. And I think, I'm not surprised he got nominated. I don't know who could have possibly done that. It wasn't me. It was another member of the staff here, I believe. But I think it's thoroughly deserved. And there's a lot of people that won. There's quite a few people. There was Student of the Year, Sports Person of the Year, Arts and Culture Award, STEM or STEAM Personality of the Year. I don't know what the A is for. Fundraiser of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year, which was James Anderson.
What the devil is STEAM? What the devil is STEAM personality?
I don't know what STEM is, but I don't know what STEAM is. If anyone could answer us what STEAM is, that would be great.
You didn't misspell it and pop an A in there, did
you?
No,
I promise you I didn't.
Okay.
It's definitely STEAM of the Year. It might be a misspelling from them, potentially. Okay. Entrepreneur of the Year, which was James Anderson, which I am desperate to get on the show. He is a guy that is bringing back hat making to Luton. He's only about 18. You might, if you've seen people going around with boater hats, straw boater hats, it's him that's making them.
Straw what?
Straw boater hats. So that.
Oh, you mean like a Panama hat?
Yes, like them.
Oh, kind of like them. Oh.
Kind of like them. You know on the top of the Luton Town football. The badge.
Are they the ones that are like circular and they have a flat rim?
Yes, that's the ones, and it's made of straw. He is bringing.
That's the 1920 style.
Yes, so that was made in Luton originally.
I wasn't there, but
no, I know you weren't. But I don't think you're that old, Paul. It was made in Luton, that was the big hat fan thing, because obviously history is hats making.
Making.
And yeah,
Making
he's bringing it back. He's sourced so many of these wonderful machineries. I went to a really nice talk by him a few weeks ago, and honestly, his knowledge around the history of hats and hat making is phenomenal.
I don't think I've ever worn a hat.
Have you not?
No.
Not even a little.
Well, I have this terrible problem because my head's very big. So if you know, if you go like go karting or horse riding, I have terrible trouble getting one to fit.
Yeah.
Because my head is so damn big.
Well, you learn something new every day. But yeah, he does
not because there's a lot in there, but
yeah, no, he's a fantastic. I'm not surprised he won. He definitely deserves that. He got Entrepreneur of the Year. Obviously, innovative young person of the year. That's a mouthful. Was our dear Wadge. Young Carer of the Year, Wellbeing Award, Inspirational Pets. There's quite a lot of categories potentially winning. And I think it's really great to see young people be recognised for all these things. They're all aged between 13 to 19 as well. So the oldest that someone is that won these awards is 19. Yeah, it's just amazing. It was organised by the Next Generation Scheme, who they organised the Pakistan and Kashmiri heritage event that happens in Luton every year, and they're really keen on like youth, giving the youth something to do, but also it was put together by a lot of young people from the town, most of them at Luton Sixth Form College. So I think it looked like a really fantastic award ceremony. It seemed like they put a lot of effort into putting this together. They had some fantastic food as well, from what I saw, and it was a free event as well, and there was big names there. There was the High Sheriff of Bedfordshire, Camilla King. She was there.
Oh, I met her once. She's a very nice person.
She is lovely.
She came to a fundraiser that I was involved. I was presenting it, a fundraiser for Gaza. Yeah, very nice person. Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't that one. Sorry, she came to the UKIM iftar.
Oh, okay.
At Bushmead Centre.
No, I went to her. She every year the High Sheriff, depending on who it is, will do a justice service at the church in Bedford, the main church, and I went to it. And it was a really lovely event. Bit weird being in the church now as a Muslim, with all the hymns and stuff, but it is what it is. But yeah, they did a fantastic job, and I really commend the youth that put this together. It was hosted by a young person as well, 15-year-old called Hamza Naheen.
Oh, so the whole thing was
put together
by a young person as well.
Hosted by the young person. It was put together by the youth. You know, they did have some support from other people that had experience in putting on events, but the vast majority of the people that did this were young people. Under 18, most of them at Sixth Form College. So they really should be commended for all the hard work that they did putting that together. And well done to everyone that won. You should be very proud of yourself. I
have to say, actually, speaking about Wajahat, when I first met him recently, I didn't realise he was as young as you were saying. Because I have to say, recently the time I've been working with him on the Friday show, mashallah, he's really flourished. He's put in so much hard work producing the show, and now producing written material to support the presenters. Gotta say, mashallah, he really is a clever lad.
He
really is a clever person.
Lad, and I really commend him, and hopefully in the future he's got a very bright future ahead of him, no doubt. So inshallah for him. But yeah, alhamdulillah, well done for everyone that won. You should be proud of yourselves. I know there were some people that didn't win, but they also were commended as well, because they really, some of them, that it was a tough competition. There's quite a lot of young people in Luton that do some pretty amazing things, so they should be proud of themselves for that. Speaking of awards, there's now it's that time of year again for the Luton's Best Awards. I don't know why it's called that. But it's called Luton Best. It's put on by Love Luton. They do it every year. The Mohammed Tarek, or aka Tarek, at this place has won several times.
Oh, are they?
But this year, every year they do a People's Choice, where the public can vote on who they want to win as their community hero for that year. For the Luton Best Awards. There's a lot of categories. There's a lot of people nominated. There's a few people we've had on the show have nominated as well. Right. So yeah, it's really exciting. They get to have a lovely ceremony at the Luton Hoo Hotel Golf and Spa.
I've never been there.
I've never been there either. I hear it's lovely. I've never been. Number of colleagues, one who's looking to get married soon, maybe. We're going to try and get him to have it. I'm joking. But yeah, it's supposed to be really lovely, but I'm just too poor. I don't have the funds to go to the Luton Hoo. It's a 5-star hotel. I'm not a 5-star hotel kind of fundage person. But it's supposed to be really nice there. It's going to take place on the 28th of November this year.
Actually, I'll tell you a funny story. My wife went there once with her sisters.
Oh, for like an afternoon tea type
Yeah,
thing.
she wasn't impressed. She said the sandwiches were dry. so.
All that money and dry sandwiches.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to nominate, you need to look on Luton Today. It is available now. You can go not nominate, sorry. If you want to vote, you can go and look on Luton Today. There's a range of people there. There's so many awards: Adult Achiever, Best Fundraiser, Best Volunteer, Care in the Community, Child of Courage, Community Business Person of the Year, Community Company of the Year, Community Project of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year, Environmental Achiever, Health Hero, Inspirational Female, Keeping Luton Safe, Leisure, Culture and Heritage Award, Lifetime Achievement, Luton in Harmony, Luton's Most Outstanding Citizen 2025, Service with a Smile, Sporting Inspiration, Step Forward Luton, and Young Achiever. So there's a big range of categories there, but there's definitely plenty of people to choose from. And yeah, go and make your vote. Head to the Luton Today website where you can find out more information on how you vote, or you can go to the Love Luton website as well, and I believe it's on there too.
So Luton Today or Love Luton
website, yeah.
And you can go on there and you can vote.
You can cast your vote for who you think should be.
So is there a little biography of these people so you know a little bit about them?
I actually don't think there is. So they've just got the names of people, which I think is really hard, because then people might miss people that vote that they would vote for because they don't know who they are or what they've done, which is a bit sad. But there are some really amazing events that have happened in Luton that are in here. There's people that have done things. St Patrick's Day is nominated. Love St Patrick's Day. Luton Irish Forum do a fantastic job putting that together. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth going and have a look at these people and casting your vote. There'll be plenty of, I probably think the people that are nominated as well will be putting out there what they have done. But yeah, we'll move on to this story.
The one I was quite upset about.
I think we're all quite upset about this.
Yeah.
Because it's really disappointing that the fact this man has been labelled nerdy.
Yeah.
When essentially, if it was someone that wasn't white, they would be labelled a terrorist. Do you want to read this?
Yeah. So if you haven't heard about this, listeners, this was on the BB site in the last couple of days. Nerdy man guilty of making explosives in his shed. A man who set up a laboratory in his back garden is facing a jail sentence after being found guilty of explosive charges. Harry Whittaker, 33, from Caddington, was found guilty on 2 counts of making explosive substances and 2 of possessing explosive substances. Jury at the Old Bailey heard how the unemployed heroin user took methadone and had been conducting experiments in a garden shed at the back home he shared with his mother. Whittaker, a self-styled nerdy science geek, was remanded in custody and will be sentenced on 9th of January next year. Now, so it goes on, and it's almost like an apology here. So they say, that he suffered from Asperger's syndrome.
Also, I thought that was a term that wasn't used anymore. As far as I'm aware, it's considered just autism now because it is a form of autism. I believe that's a very outdated term, which is surprising that someone's using it because I don't think people do use it anymore.
Now, to put this in a context, I mean, it was serious because they found white phosphorus there. Now, if you don't know, folks, the only reason I know this is I used to be a science teacher. So white phosphorus is a really nasty chemical. It hasn't been allowed to be in schools easily since perhaps the 1950s, and it actually catches fire on contact with air. So this stuff, if you're using an explosive device, it is really nasty stuff. I mean, it was famously raining down in explosive used in Ghazi. You saw it.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing
the white stuff in the air. That's white phosphorus. And as soon as whatever it touches on the ground, it just incinerates.
And the only reason he got caught as well is because he'd had an allergic reaction and had gone into anaphylactic shock as a result, and they had to call the paramedics, which then resulted in the police being called to see what was going on.
Now, what most worryingly, so it continues, the court also heard about racist messages he exchanged on WhatsApp with his father. Quote, "Muslims turn my stomach," he wrote. And during a discussion, he was talking about a nearby Luton mosque. He talked about getting a tank and driving it into that mosque on Friday afternoon and turning them into mincemeat. And he also had really nasty statements about Jewish people. So he said police found the burned out remains of a device with the words "only for use on Jews only," and throw out a swarm of Jews. So we are talking about a monumentally nasty person here.
Horrible individual.
You know, he's hating Jewish people, he's hating Muslim people, and I am going to say it because it is all out there. The BBC had the temerity to describe him as nerdy.
In all
nerdy man. Now,
in all fairness, Paul, I do need to point this out. The BBC are just copy and pasting what Bedfordshire Police put out. Bedfordshire Police put out a statement, I believe, and that was the headline that they used for that. So essentially,
I don't care. That's what the BBC decided to run with it.
Yeah.
So that's their editorial decision.
It is, but also
they would never have described a Muslim person doing such a thing as nerdy, no matter what the police had said. I very much doubt.
No, but also like,
perhaps we should contact them and ask what they've got to say. I don't know.
That might be worth doing, but it's very frustrating because. They've said what they wanted to say. They still quoted him as nerdy. He still obviously had an intent to, I would say, incite hatred, and he had some what I would describe as far right views. If you don't think they're far right views, that's your thoughts. But then I suggest that probably your views might be far right as well. But like. He clearly had an issue against Jewish people, Muslim people, and he wanted to cause some harm.
I mean, this is scary stuff. I mean, like I said,
if he hadn't have been caught, if he hadn't have had that anaphylactic shock,
we recently interviewed Mr. Green from the local synagogue. I mean, this sort of stuff, us as well as the Jewish community. I mean, this is really upsetting stuff.
It is, and it's very frustrating as well because this man has just been labelled as nerdy. I imagine his sentence won't be as bad as well. I don't know. He isn't going to be sentenced till the 9th of January next year. This has all been done at the Old Bailey as well because obviously it was such a serious offence to have to go straight to the Old Bailey. But I mean, my biggest issue is what if he had actually not had that anaphylactic shock, would he have carried out these atrocities? What is the risk to him? It's just it's maddening.
The most dismaying thing to me here is he's not from the outset being described as a terrorist.
No. Because they'll probably say it's because he hasn't committed an attack.
You know, and we just had this awful thing happen to the Jewish community in Manchester. Like I said, I was one of the people that interviewed Mr. Green from the local synagogue, and it's awful that someone can be doing this, and the main news media of the country is not describing this man with the strap line as a terrorist, but a nerdy man. And I'm sorry, you might say, oh, the police used that. Well, maybe they did, but the point is, from I
just wanted to point out that the original wording did probably come from the police. And I know as a journalist, sometimes when you, especially with cases like this, even though he's been found guilty, you have to stick very closely to what has been reported in court. And if you haven't had someone in court, it's easier sometimes. A lot of it will be just a case of people copy and paste the police press release.
But he's been convicted. He has been convicted. Right. So he's been convicted. So it's finished. All that's left is the sentencing.
All that's left. So
it's not like there aren't media restrictions on it because he has been convicted.
No, but I'm saying when you report on court cases, you have to report accurately and as quickly as possible, essentially. And if they haven't had someone in court, they have to often go on what the police say, because they will have someone in court. The police will have someone from a press office there, and they will send out the press release, and then the BBC will write, or even Luton Today, which didn't use similar wording. They did change that. I don't think they put nerdy in there, if I remember rightly. But at the end of the day, I think more the thing is that he should have been charged with terrorism offences, because it's explosive substances. I don't care that he's an unemployed heroin user, which says a lot about him as a person anyway. Also being described as a nerdy science geek, but he's an unemployed heroin user.
Well, I'm a nerdy science geek. I was a science teacher for 30 years.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. And I think it's just incredibly frustrating that this guy, he's always had an interest in science, apparently since the age of 6. He develops an interest in chemistry, nuclear physics, medicine, pharmacology, and astronomy. He obviously got too into the pharmacology, being a heroin user.
That's literally all the things I've studied in my lifetime. Yeah, including pharmacology as part of my medical degree.
I think it's very frustrating that someone like this.
No, but the point I'm making is what a person has studied has absolutely no bearing on what you call them out to be. He was planning. They've even caught him talking about it on WhatsApp with his father.
He was planning to. He was planning.
Yeah, he was planning planning terrorist acts.
The fact that he wanted to drive a tank into a mosque.
The police had to do a control. Right. The police had to do a controlled explosion.
They did, yes.
Right.
They did. No, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that as science. I think it's awful as well. I think he should be called a terrorist. I think he should have been charged under terrorist offences. The same way that if it was anyone else that wasn't white, they would be as well. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's the reality of it. If someone else said, I'm just a nerdy science geek and I just really enjoy chemicals.
Of course, that's for you and I, that's easy for them to call them out and saying, it's because they favour him because he was a white person, isn't it?
But at the end of the day, we need to call it out.
Yeah.
Because we have the voice.
But the interesting thing is we had all of this extreme upset recently from the Jewish community saying that media and everyone wasn't taking them seriously, and this just illustrates exactly what the Jewish community was saying just a few weeks ago.
That he hasn't been taken seriously, and I hope he gets a long sentence. I think he might get life, maybe, potentially, because I don't know if it's a lifeable offence. I actually don't know with this one. This is quite an unusual case. It's not something we hear about often, is people being done for explosive offences. So, we'll see what we'll no doubt report on that when it comes to the time of that. But he clearly had some serious intent to inflict horrific harm on people. And I think that needs to be dealt with properly. I'm glad he was remanded straight away. I'm glad he is in prison.
Well played to the police service for apprehending him. Obviously
he only got caught because he had that anaphylactic shock, and the paramedics had to call the police in because they realised what was going on.
Oh.
Yeah. Otherwise, we could, God forbid, be talking about something much more serious that had happened. thankfully he was caught before he was able to do anything. And yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm in dismay, but hopefully we'll see soon. Maybe when he's what do you call it, sentenced in January, what they do with that. But yeah, I'm very frustrated. Like you said, hopefully now we've obviously been given £10 million in funding. Am I correct in saying that, for mosques, security around mosques and Muslim worship that they can apply for funds for? So yeah, hopefully that will help. But obviously, I think the Jewish community clearly needs it as well. This man,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just against Muslims that this man plans on committing attacks. It's Jewish people as well. And I think we need to be mindful that we're both under attack. You know, it's not just us. It is also Jewish people that are under attack, that are at risk of being harmed just for having a religion or their religion because of what they believe in. But yeah,
I mean, how is it we've ended up a situation where people are just not respected as people, you know?
No, I know.
I mean, it's like I said, when we interviewed Mr. Green from the local synagogue a few weeks ago on Friday Night Live, really nice man. I had a lovely conversation with him. You know, we agreed on so many things, and it was so clear. You know, as a community, they don't feel safe.
They don't. And
and I've got to say, we clearly don't either.
We clearly aren't safe. But unfortunately, that's all for the news and culture show today, because we haven't got any guests on in the next half. But join us again for next week for all the latest news around Luton, events, culture and arts that are happening. And we will have some interesting guests next week, inshallah. But until then, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.